I was scanning through the headlines the way I always do, and the stories just kept leaping off my screen, practically slapping me in the face, and that's when I knew President Obama was having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad week again. I'm Steve Green. This is Trifecta, and to help me join in the pile-on are two of the happiest warriors I know. First, from PJTV's Allentown, PA affiliate, satirist, author, and political activist Scott Ott. And for the first time ever on the show, writer, musician, and the star of Zo Nation, Alfonzo Rachel. Gents, most of the time when I read the news, you know me, I need a drink. But when I was collecting all this stuff yesterday, I got so giddy, I needed two drinks. And I'm just going to throw these stories out at you one at a time and build a question around them. Scott, you first, and it's the video round. At a rally in Bluest, Philly, the president got a book thrown at him. Watch. So if you think you're having fun now, what do we give you a question? Anyway, Scott, can you account for the whereabouts of all copies of Laughing at Obama Volume 1?
Well, no, I can't. And that's the thing that concerned me at first, because I thought I would somehow be implicated. When I first saw the picture, the freeze frame of that, the back of that book that went whistling past the president's head, apparently without the Secret Service noticing or the president noticing, looks very much like the back cover of Laughing at Obama Volume 1, my own book. And I just expected to hear the rapping at the door very quickly. It turns out, though, that it was apparently written by a liberal author who thought that a good way to get attention for his book would be to fire it at the president's head. He just, wanted the president to read it.
And I thought they were supposed to be the smart ones. Okay, Zo, at the same rally, again, one of the bluest cities in America, the president got streaked. I'm not going to bother anyone with video of that one. But what's going on when somebody will pay somebody else $1 million to streak in front of the president?
I wish I had that kind of money to throw around, but I wouldn't throw that kind of money around, and I guess I wouldn't spend it on some shameless advertisement. And if I was going to do that, I guess I'd be a little bit more creative about it. But I won't go into that because I know that Scott Ott has a very high Amish following, so I won't go there.
Very generous of you. Scott, now this one, it's a real slap to the face. According to a recent poll, nearly 1/4 of Democrats would prefer GOP policies on the economy. That's Democrats. Is that about the most complete repudiation of a president ever? And feel free to use the phrase, chickens come home to roost, in your answer.
Well, I just think that there's something just sweet and beautiful and touching about the fact that the person who has stepped up to lead the revival, the restoration of the reputation of George W. Bush is Barack Obama himself. Nobody has done more to restore America's fond memories of President Bush than President Barack Obama. And I think it's a kind thing of him to do. I'm not sure he's doing it intentionally, but we're grateful nevertheless.
Now, we're going to get into that even more in just a minute here. But first, Zo, here's how toxic Obama has become. Joe Biden now goes campaigning where President Obama cannot go. That is just so jaw-droppingly weird. I'm not even sure I really have a question for you. So just tell us what you think that means.
That's okay, because I'm not even sure if I really have an answer for you. But I'll think about this.
Fair enough.
Joe Biden, he's the gaffe machine, right? He's the gaffe guy. He's the guy that's supposed to make you nervous whenever he opens his mouth. So I think it speaks volumes that, okay, here comes hair plugs. It's okay for him to go out there, but Obama, man, he's questionable now. He's not the safe guy to have around for your campaign.
Yeah, and kind of a related item, I blogged this earlier today. The Hill had the president's campaigning agenda for the next week, and he's not going to campaign for a single congressman, just a very safe Democrat governors and senators. Okay, Scott, another poll. In this one, President Obama's popularity is virtually tied with President Bush's. Bush 43, I mean, the man who left office with an approval rating under 30%. Can Obama turn this around, or is he in for 2 more years of terrible, horrible, no good, very bad weeks?
Oh, I think he can turn it around. I think he can turn it around twice. I think he can turn it around and then turn it around again, so it's headed in the same direction, downward. And I think that's what we're going to continue to see because, see, it's not really about the man. I mean, he may be a fine person. I'm sure he's loved by his friends and family and children. That's not the issue. It's his policies. It's his ideology. It's the direction that he's taking the country. And while I think President Bush, in his effort to be compassionate, made some very bad judgments, President Obama has very bad judgment as the foundation of his ideology. It's not going to get better. It can only get worse.
Wow, well put and kind of vicious for Scott. That's Scott Ott, publisher of Scrapple Face and author of Laughing at Obama Volume 1. Available everywhere. Books go whizzing past the heads of presidents. All right, Zoe, let's finish up with another video question. Let's go ahead and roll this clip.
We cannot sustain. Whoops. Was that my? Oh, goodness. That's all right. All of you know who I am.
And the seal fell down. Is that part of a larger theme, Zoe, do you think?
I would say so, sure. Let's run. Yeah, run with that one because, yes, we do know who you are, and just like that sign, we know where you're going.
You didn't even need your full 30 seconds to do the most vicious savaging I think I've ever seen. That's Zoe Rachel, founder of Macho Sauce Productions and star of Zoe Nation, right here on PJTV. By the way, this episode is going directly to Facebook and YouTube, but don't forget to go to PJTV.com for more of our great shows. All right, folks, I've got one last item before I send you on your way. In Time magazine on Monday, Mark Halperin led with this: Barack Obama is being politically crushed in a vice. What Halperin didn't tell you was that after 2 years spent ignoring Americans' concerns about jobs and the economy, just so he could get legislation passed that Americans said again and again that we were against, well, Obama put his own hand in the vice, and he's the one turning the screw. Kind of like his smoking, this is a vice Obama just can't seem to give up. Yeah, that's right, he's our first masochist American president. For Alfonzo Rachel, Scott Ott, and the entire Trifecta team, I'm Steve Green.